So today we're going to talk about how to get started when you've been out of the game and avoiding all of those rookie mistakes. I want to break it down into a few quick, easy steps for you, just so that you can really understand where you're breaking down and having to start over all the time and why that's happening. So first things first, we need to be realistic. There's no sense in jumping into something 150% if you're gonna quit after a week because you've worn yourself out or you didn't make the right decisions and set yourself up properly. All of these things sort of factor to why you don't follow through on the goals. So speaking of goals, let's go into step one. Step one is create a realistic goal and write it down. I cannot emphasize that part of it enough. Write down your goal. It's so important. Having a goal is what gives you drive. It gives you motivation. It is your map, your guideline from start to finish. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get in the car and drive to that destination? You can't. So having this goal and a realistic goal set up, I mean, you could very easily get in the car and just start driving anywhere, right? You might eventually find your destination, but it could take you a day or 2 days or 3 days or a week or whatever. Or you might get there you might get into the car and start driving and be like, nah, well, that's close enough. It was still a good adventure, but whatever, I'm cool with it. That's probably fine for some people, that's okay. But if you had a direct route and I knew how to give it to you, wouldn't you want that? It just sort of seems like that's one of the biggest areas that people tend to bypass. They just walk into the gym or walk into this new fitness lifestyle with no plan of how to be successful. So what we need to do is just set you up on your roadmap. Now, I understand that sometimes that seems a little bit more easier said than done because you're probably like, okay, Tiara, I get the whole roadmap analogy. That's fine and good and all, but how do I create a realistic goal? I don't even really know what that means. I don't really even know my own limitations. That's okay. That's where people like me come in. So in order to create a realistic goal, it's not as challenging as what you think it is. Firstly, all you have to do is get it to fit into your current lifestyle. You don't need to change your lifestyle to fit this new thing in. You need to go with what is familiar right now. Because if you go and change everything that you're used to doing on a daily basis, it is going to get so overwhelming that you will quit again, or you'll never get started because it's too scary, and then you'll just sort of break down and the whole system will again start over. We don't want to do that. Let's avoid that situation this time. So what you need to do, go into a realistic goal scenario and look at what your schedule looks like and slot in where you can these new goals. Try to change up your eating habits in small increments. Don't go head first because it's going to be overwhelming. Slot in workouts so that they fit your realistic lifestyle. So if you have kids, a full-time job, and all the kids have, soccer and basketball and all kinds of sports happening after school, and you know that you have 3 days worth of free time to yourself. And when I say free time, let's put quotes around that because let's be realistic. Those scenarios are always challenging. I get it. But if you have any sort of free time that you know you can slot in 3 days a week, aim for 2 because I guarantee something's going to happen that's not supposed to happen that day and you'll need to transition something over. If you miss a day out of your 3 days, that is going to be mentally draining and you are going to get frustrated with yourself. So set yourself a goal of 2 so that way if something happens during one of those 2, you still have 1 spare day to slot in that extra workout, or if it's a meal prep or something. But either way, it's a goal achieving accomplishment. So that's where you want to be with that. The next thing, and I've emphasized this before, write it all down. It needs to be in front of your face. Firstly, it needs to be written in your own penmanship. Then it needs to be in front of your face at all times. When you write things down, it gets committed to your memory, which will then stick with you. That's going to help with motivation. That's going to help with the commitment. When it's stuck in your brain, it's going to feel a lot more like this is my thing. I did this, I wrote this, I can see it in my own penmanship. When your brain sees that, it recognizes that it's something that you did and you need to remember it. So handwrite it out and then put it somewhere where you see all the time. I don't care if it's on the back of the milk carton, so that way when you pour your cereal or your coffee in the morning, you see it every day. If it's up on your bathroom mirror on a sticky note, if you take a picture of it and put it as the background on your phone, wherever it needs to be so that you can see it every day. Because if it's in the forefront of your mind, you will constantly see it. It will become part of your day, yes, but you're almost like brainwashing it into your head. Okay, you're constantly reiterating to yourself these things that you need to do, this goal that you want to achieve, and it's going to help keep you up nice and strong. That's what we want to achieve, is just constantly having it there. Once you achieve the goal, excellent, let's create a new one. Start the process over again. Doesn't mean that when you achieve the goal you stop, it means you make an adjustment. So by putting it in front of you, that's going to be very helpful. Step 2. Make an appointment you cannot cancel. This is one of my favorites, you guys, because I can't tell you how many times I've gone through this scenario with somebody, right? If you have a very important doctor's appointment, you wouldn't miss it, right? It probably goes into your calendar. You probably tell people about it. You have a commitment to the doctor that you are going to be there. You're probably very interested to understand what's happening, right? Like, let's say you're waiting for some test results or something, I don't know, but you will not be missing that appointment because it has to do with your health, your life, right? It's important to you. You're making it a priority. You will not miss this. It doesn't matter if the girls call you for drinks on Wednesday. You have an appointment that you absolutely cannot miss. This is the exact same thing. All I want you to do, and I dare you to do it this way, right? I dare you to put your health and fitness into your calendar. Book it in as an appointment. Call it something different if you want. Instead of saying, you know, booking it in as a workout, right? Maybe you book it in as mental health appointment or happiness appointment, or I don't know, choose whatever it is that's going to make you attend that appointment. It's very important. Put it as a reminder, right? And so that way you leave work on time, right? Or early so that you don't stay back too late, or you sort of hustle at the end of the day to wrap up your stuff because you know you have to get to an appointment. Creating an appointment in your calendar will make a huge difference because you'll hold yourself to it. I'm sure that when you have work appointments or doctor's appointments or kids appointments or something to that effect, you don't move it around and you don't cancel it and you don't shuffle it because it's an important thing to attend. So hold this to yourself as something that's very important because you are important and you deserve this. This is for you. It's for your health. It's for your fitness. This is not necessarily a fun thing, even though it can be fun, of course, but it's important for you to get that alone time, to get that exercise in. That health and mental well-being is so crazy important that you would be crazy not to book it in. Another really important thing about making it an appointment is that when you're committed to someone, right? The doctor, the kids, work, when you're committed to somebody, to showing up for something, you will then make even more of an effort because you don't want to let that person down. So what you need to do as you're booking this appointment into your calendar for yourself, whatever, if it's your mental health appointment or whatever you're calling it, when you book it in, you need to sort of mentally register the fact that you are committed, right? So even if you're doing like committing yourself to a class or to a personal trainer, right? Or even like a friend that you're showing up to this appointment, you need to make sure that you're doing it so that you're not letting someone else down at first, because that's what's going to get you there. Eventually you'll start to realize that this is for yourself. This is really for you. Just make sure that someone is expecting you to be there. And let's say, for instance, you don't have someone, maybe you don't have a friend to go to the gym with, or maybe you haven't made friends with anybody in the classes at the gym yet, or maybe personal training is a little bit too expensive and you just can't afford it yet, or it's not part of your game plan. That's fine. What you need to do is create your alter ego, your future fit self. Give your future fit self a name, okay? Give her a name. Tiffany. I can't let Tiffany down. She's expecting me to be there. Hey, oh, no, I'd love to go out for drinks, but I can't let Tiffany down. No, no, because she's expecting me to be there. And it's so good for me to work out with her. She loves it. No, I definitely need to do it. Besides, she pushes me. It's awesome. No, I can't go. I'm sorry. But next time, definitely. What are you guys doing Saturday? Yeah, perfect. I'll be there. It's that simple. You can do it. So all you have to do is just refocus. Find a way to make sure that somebody is expecting you, even if it's your future fit self. Step 3. This sort of is leading on from the tail end of step 2. You will talk yourself out of anything when you get nervous. That internal dialogue is going to be so loud in your brain. You need to find a way to turn it down or overpower it. Go and get your fight song, right? Put your headphones on, sing at the top of your lungs, put one foot in front of the other, and get your butt moving. Because if you're thinking about it too much, you're going to come up with the excuses, you're going to psych yourself out. And really what you need to be doing is just being calm. Don't think about it, clear your mind, and just go. Just do it. Because I guarantee just by moving your body even a little bit is going to make you feel so much better. Complete the task and you will feel awesome. Fail to complete the task and you're going to feel awful. Don't do that to yourself. You can do this. You are capable. You are strong. Anything is possible. You can make it happen. You just have to do one foot in front of the other and go and put your fight song out. I don't care what it is. Whatever you want, whatever pumps you up, go do it. Will it be challenging at the beginning? Yes. Are you going to be sore? Absolutely. It's not going to last like this forever. I always tell people, give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks of consistency, and it's going to make such a difference. You are going to feel so much better. Are you still going to be sore? Probably a little bit, right? Are you, like, when it comes to food and meal prepping, are you still probably going to have cravings after 2 weeks? Yeah, probably a little bit, not too much. But by putting yourself through and giving yourself the goal of 2 weeks of consistency, not 2 weeks sporadically, not 2 weeks of, I've been doing it for 2 weeks, but I sort of skipped a couple. No, 2 weeks of consistency makes all the difference. If you can make it 2 weeks, you will make anything, because the 2-week mark is where everybody starts to fall apart. That's where the breakdown happens. If you can make it past the breakdown, you can make it. 2 weeks of consistency and you are going to feel motivated. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel like you have your life together. Heck, you might even enjoy and start looking forward to going to the gym or getting your workouts in. You never know, but you don't know because you probably haven't made it that far yet. And if you have broken that barrier before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know that's all you have to do. Just get over that little hump and you will make it. The biggest thing you need to remember here, guys, is that it's not going to happen all at once. It's just not. Your body's not going to change all at once. Your food isn't going to change all at once. Your schedule isn't going to change all at once. Your motivation isn't going to come back all at once. It's going to take one little step at a time, but once you achieve one step, it feels awesome. Step to the next stone, oh my gosh, it feels even better. Little accomplishments are what you want to focus on. You want to avoid too much of the scale type measurements, right? Start focusing on how you feel, how your clothes fitting, is your motivation coming back? Those are the goals that you need to focus on. So take that with stride and really just stand up tall, tell yourself you're doing a really good job, and just push through it. You're still learning. It's not going to feel great right away, but it will start coming back, and that's what you need to hold on to, are those types of feelings. Don't rush it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't fight it. It's going to happen when it happens, but it will not happen if you don't allow it to, right? It's just like going to a job. That consistency is just like getting paid. If you don't show up to work every day, you don't get paid. So it's the same with your food and with your fitness. If you aren't putting in the work every day and showing up every day, you will not get paid in results. It just won't happen. So it's slow, it's consistent, it's every day, little changes at a time, and all of a sudden, you've got this massive promotion of this body and mindset and energy level that you've been looking for your entire life. So you can achieve it. It is possible. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't overthink it, and set yourself a goal and put it in front of your face all the time. Then all you have to do is show up. That's always the hardest part, but you can absolutely do it. Think of it like this, right? If you have 365 days in a year, as long as you're working out and eating well for most of them, not all of them, but for most, then you're already winning. You want to fine tune things here and there? That's what I'm here for, or people like me. That's what we're here for, is to help you fine tune all the little things. So really well done today, guys. I'm so excited that you've found my video. I hope you find it helpful. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to my channel and leave me some comments below. I've got plenty more videos coming out, so stay tuned. I cannot wait to give you some more. See you later, friends.